the Pacific Crest Trail, an epic hiking path through the wilds of the Wild West. From Mexico to Canada, it's an ever-changing journey of extremes.
Some elevation really quick.
For many, the answer to the ultimate question, do I have what it takes?
This trip has been the challenge of my life.
This is the jagged backbone for one of America's longest hiking paths. The Pacific Crest Trail. What does it take to complete the PCT? For hikers and riders, it's an epic obstacle course.
That's a perfectly bad level.
An arduous, some 6-month adventure.
This is the top. Look at this.
On a trail of extremes. Through the country's hottest desert. And past the highest peaks in the lower 48.
It's starting to snow, so I gotta get some warm layers on and head down.
The trail changes with each step. And each step changes those who challenge it.
Kind of like a short version of your entire life.
This year, some 300 people prepare to test themselves on the PCT. Now, follow the footsteps of intrepid adventurers. Some will make it, some will not. The PCT winds its way up through California, Oregon, and Washington, all the way to Canada. An epic 2,650-mile quest. Writer Monty Tam is ready to start.
Okay, well, we're currently at the southern terminus of the Pacific Crest Trail. It's about 2,600 miles from here to Canada, about 5.5 months walking time.
This slog through the West's wide open spaces begins at a wall. The Mexican border near Campo, California. This is Monty's backyard. He lives 8 miles from the trail. And when he can, he lives on the trail. He knows what it takes to reach Canada more than just about anyone. He's done it before, not once, but twice. And now, yet again.
It's more than just walking. There's a whole culture that goes along with it, people. It's like, you know how you want the world to be? It's like that on the Pacific Crest Trail. People are helping people.
If the trail is Monty's home, this is his family. His first stop is just over 20 miles from the start. For a weekend each April, PCT veterans host an annual kickoff event. It's for hopeful thru-hikers, hikers trying to complete the entire trail in 1 year. They all want to know, what are the rules for success? One by one, we'll discover these rules with
These
them.
are about even now. Okay. But it also can be set up as a tent, a double-walled 18-ounce tent.
Oh, forsaking my tent out.
Titanium pegs now.
Newcomers here quickly learn Rule 1. To make it, they need to lighten up.
And they realize they don't want to be carrying that much, so they're sending it back home.
The more weight, the harder the hike. Monty trims his gear down to just 9 pounds.
Of course, you need illumination at night.
Every ounce counts.
Got a headlamp here with 3 lights on it. Weighs less than an ounce. We carry absolutely everything we need.
But it's not that simple. You're more likely to make it if you enjoy the journey. Rule 2, some things are worth the wait. Howard Bailey carries his guitar.
Down the road here from me, there's an old holler tree where the extra weight is worth it to me because the music at night can take your mind off of the blisters.
And then there's this.
It's a sock animal.
No one tips the scale with memorabilia more than Pack Rat, Denise Park.
I'm willing to carry a few extra ounces to have things that remind me of home. I brought a hockey stick as a hiking stick, and it kind of has sentimental value. I also have people sign it along the way.
Look closer there, 2009.
Short people in front!
After 3 days of shedding weight and learning the ropes, hikers gather for a final photo. Ahead of them, a momentous task. Nearly half won't make it. The first obstacle, the Mojave Desert, the hottest desert in North America. To make it through here, rule number 3, carry lots of water. Jack Wallace started on the Pacific Crest Trail today with 2 gallons of water. It's more than half gone, and he's had no fill-up for 13 miles.
Today's one of the hottest days of the year.
Water sources govern how far Jack goes. And some wells aren't dependable. 5 days into the trail, the dominant theme is thirst. For Jack, the next spring is another 10 miles ahead. Rule number 4 for success: believe in magic.
Wow.
It's called trail magic. The unexpected appearance of what a hiker needs most.
It's a lifesaver, literally, when it gets this hot today.
This rehydration station, courtesy of an angel. Charlie Jones is what's known as a trail angel. Once a week, 3 months a year, Charlie and his fellow angels haul water up this hill.
This is a stretch of trail 24 miles long and there's no water.
He's been doing it for 11 years. In that time, they've carried over 3,000 gallons of water.
That's 8 pounds per gallon, so we probably have 160 gallons here now.
having another liter or two extra is probably going to make the difference of feeling good versus not feeling good. So having this here, wow, I can't thank the volunteers enough.
There's more desert to go, more than 500 miles. What does it take to make the distance? Hikers can take lessons from nature. Just ask biologist Mike Puzo. Mike drags roadkill to trap a different kind of trail user, one that can teach a trick or two about surviving the desert, the mountain lion.
I'm dragging the carcass along a path that is pretty likely that the lion's going to travel down to the spot where we're going to put the carcass in hopes that the lion finds it in the next week or two.
Mike has spent 4 years learning where lions roam to protect their habitat. But he's found much more, secrets that can benefit hikers.
Now we're going to go ahead and set up our camera, which will take pictures when the lion or whatever it is comes to scavenge.
Mike's cameras capture other trail animals. Eagles, foxes, bobcats. But mountain lions are special. Mike believes no carnivore in the Western Hemisphere is as adaptable. He's tracked mountain lions all along the Pacific Crest Trail corridor.
They're all about conserving energy, so they're going to use game trails, the PCT or other, hiking trails and that sort of thing.
When Mike traps a cat, he attaches a GPS collar. The collars reveal how cats manage in the desert heat. From that, rule number 5, know your map. Mountain lions know every available water source throughout their terrain.
They travel so much throughout their territories that they know where to find water. They know where the springs are, where the streams are.
And when it gets super hot, rule number 6, move at night. Temperatures are much cooler. For hikers now trudging through this desert, that could make the difference. Beat the heat before it beats you. Hiker Monty Tam nears the end of the Pacific Crest Trail's desert section. It's taken a toll.
Yeah, I started going uphill too fast, trying to get out of the rain, about 50 miles back, and pushed about 12 miles, and just a little ankle tweak.
Monty hobbles into Kennedy Meadows, a major milestone. More than a third of the way through California, Kennedy Meadows marks the beginning of another extreme hurdle. Goodbye, sun and sand. Hello, High Sierra. To make it through here, hikers must invoke rule number 7. Adapt to your surroundings. That means a new list of equipment.
I think I have packages.
Denise has made it here too. Her giant pack is about to get even bigger. For 8 months every year, Kennedy Meadows General Store becomes a makeshift post office. Leona and Al Hansen help hikers swap gear. They've been doing it for 19 years.
Ice axe for Bishop.
Bishop
Is that Neil or Evan?
In that time, they've shipped and received nearly 6,000 packages. That's about 90,000 pounds of gear.
Can you carry all that?
Maybe. Yeah.
This will be Denise's last resupply for 200 miles. No more stores.
Okay. Picked up.
Sweet.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Denise wasn't prepared for the cost of food and supplies. Up to $6,000 for the entire trip. She makes every dollar stretch.
Some people are bringing ice picks. I just turned my hockey stick into one.
But it all adds up in money and weight.
Oh, it's definitely 65 pounds.
Denise's pack is about half her body weight, more than double the average pack size.
It's crazy. That's ridiculous. That would kill me. She's stronger than me.
It's pretty heavy, definitely, but I can do it. I've carried heavier.
Back home on the California coast, Denise is a fitness trainer and an outward bound instructor. The tougher it is, the more she likes it. And it's about to get very tough. Denise and fellow hiker Drew Bear will trek for a short time together. They enter the mountains and climb more than 4,000 feet in the first 2 days. Each step higher, the air is thinner. This is the Sierra Nevada, the longest continuous mountain chain in the United States south of Alaska. And home to the highest peak in the lower 48, Mount Whitney. It's the longest stretch of unbroken wilderness between Mexico and Canada. Also here, the highest point on the PCT. Forester Pass. 13,180 feet. The higher Denise climbs, the colder it gets.
I gotta get some warm layers on and head down.
Denise Park lugs enough for 2 hikers. But after 5 days in the high Sierra, she realizes she's broken rule number 8. Pack enough calories for the cold.
Because the weather was so cold, we ate a little more than we kind of rationed for ourselves. So for 7 days, I have 2 breakfasts, and I have, for lunch, I have some tortillas and peanut butter.
Slim pickings for a week, and she must be careful to protect what she has left. Hikers in the high Sierra store their food in canisters, and for good reason. Rule number 9, beware of the bears. An estimated 25,000 black bears live in California, and Denise knows they love camping food. Once, bears stayed below 6,000 feet, below the trail and far away from hikers. But that's been changing. Sequoia Kings Canyon National Park ecologist Harold Werner has been tracking and trapping black bears for 30 years. Since then, he's noticed a change.
In wilderness areas of the park, the bears following the trails to take advantage of any careless hikers.
Harold has found that bears follow the PCT to well above 6,000 feet. They do it to get to hikers. More specifically, the food those hikers carry. But Harold believes the hikers who caused this shift can also fix the problem. The key is proper food storage. Harold helped create the first bear-proof canister in the 1980s. Now, most hikers here carry them.
These are small containers that are highly bear resistant. It takes the exceptional bear to break into them.
A bear-proof canister keeps food safe, but adds weight.
You test some of your skills and test your comfort level.
With not enough food and one of the heaviest packs on the trail, Denise must face her biggest hurdle. Denise Park is now less than a mile from the Pacific Crest Trail's highest point, Forester Pass.
Looking at it from here, it's really hard to believe that there's actually a trail that goes up it. You can definitely see the pass now. And I can also start to see the switchbacks that go up what looks like it's just rock.
Before her, Forester's infamous chute, steep and dangerous.
This is probably as treacherous as it's gonna get.
One of the heaviest packs and the highest section of trail.
Ah, Forester Pass, awesome. Oh man.
Denise makes it to the highest point.
It's all downhill now.
She has hiked nearly 800 miles. Yet she's not even halfway. From Forester Pass, the halfway mark is more than 500 miles farther in the next section of the PCT, Northern California. Hikers to here have faced extreme heat and extreme cold. Now they face an extreme of a very different kind. Above ground, it appears to exude tranquility. But beneath the surface, the PCT is violent and dramatic. With this extreme geology, it's where the North American plate meets the Pacific plate.
Geologically, I'm not sure you could find a better spot to go hiking.
Veteran hikers Paul Hacker and Greg Hummel met here through hiking the PCT more than 30 years ago.
Can't wait to get on the trail again.
The secret to their success, rule number 10, keep it fun.
I figure it took me 5 million steps to walk from Mexico to Canada.
Nah, me, 4 million. Him, 5 million.
Paul and Greg don't just hike for fun. They're geologists who believe the PCT is the most active geological trail in the world. But for their books and lectures, they need evidence to prove it. Their mission to hike where the plates collide and find evidence of tectonic activity missed by most hikers.
Look at this. Look at the mineralization in this. My goodness.
It's serpentine rock.
Jigsaw puzzle. They've been shifted and fractured and under pressure and temperature. Let's see what it looks like wet. Look at the colors coming out. It's sweet. Oh man. Really beautiful greens. Yeah.
Mangled and melted so many times, they can't even date it. The first sign that this trail is actively forged by fire below.
Sweet. Up the trail.
Just ahead, the evidence is even more visible and extremely dangerous. For geologists like Greg and Paul, hiking the Pacific Crest Trail is like walking through the pages of a geology textbook. Through most every tectonic feature imaginable. In Southern California, thermal pools.
There's 7 different hot pools, one flowing into another. It's about 105 degrees, absolutely perfect.
Farther on, the San Andreas Fault. In doing the PCT, hikers parallel this fault for about 800 miles and cross it 3 times. In the Sierra, the collision of tectonic plates continues to force the granite skyward, creating the highest points on the trail. And from Northern California on, one plate dives down. In its wake, this. One of the strangest and most toxic natural features in all America. The PCT hugs Boiling Springs Lake in Lassen Volcanic National Park. This is the largest hot spring in North America. And one of the most extreme bodies of water on the planet. Inside, boiling hot acid and toxic mud. It's just steps from the trail. Rule number 11, don't touch the hot stuff. Husband and wife microbiologists Mark Wilson and Patty Searing take samples with a group of students. They believe there is life in this pool, and they're out to find it.
Pretty essential that you have to follow the exact path that we're taking, because you step 1 foot off the trail and you can be hit by a fumarole where the gases are coming out at 128 C, and they will burn you. All right, folks, vest up. Let's get our gear out and get ready to do some sampling.
Wow, that's bubbling away. That's more active than it was last time.
And the sulfides are coming at you from all sides, and so that poisons your ability to breathe or respire.
This is my most unfavorite thing.
The fumarole beneath Mark can blast superheated steam at any moment.
I like to watch exactly where I'm stepping here. Okay, this is the pool that we want right here. Ah, it's hot.
Oh, we gotta get out of here soon, Mark. The sulfide's getting to me. This is good. I think we're good. Bring that one, but the other ones were filled.
What they find in the samples seems impossible. Life able to survive in boiling hot acid. A few species, billions of organisms. They're called extremophiles, and they are alive. But extreme is a matter of perspective.
Some of the things that we're understanding are, when we think of something as extreme, it's extreme to us. It doesn't mean it's extreme to them.
In fact, if you take these organisms out of Boiling Springs Lake and you put them at normal temperatures and you put them at normal pHs, they die.
Right.
Kind of like PCT hikers, people that are dedicated to being out in nature and being in wilderness.
You don't want to put them in Manhattan.
Yeah, you don't want to put them in Manhattan.
Just a little.
In some ways, hikers are human extremophiles. Right at home on the trail of extremes, the PCT.
Serpentine everywhere. All the green rock. I don't think I've seen this much serpentine in one place.
Finally, Greg and Paul near the top of Mount Eddy. It's one of the best places for them to collect evidence that the PCT is the most geologically active trail in the world.
Almost there. Bob, look at this.
This is the top.
Now, right below them is where the Pacific Plate impacts the North American Plate. The result can be seen dead ahead.
We're going to drive the Pacific Plate underneath the North American Plate till it melts, and
boom, up pops Mount Shasta.
yeah!
Mount Shasta volcano appeared on the horizon about 100,000 years ago. It's in the same range as nearby Mount St. Helens and still active.
This place is still active. It's still ready to blow.
This giant is visible to hikers for more than 300 miles before they get to it. And beyond, there's more. Sure signs that the PCT follows a hotbed of tectonic activity from start to finish.
The first volcano he hits is McLaughlin. The next volcano is Sisters. And the next volcano is Crater Lake. And the next volcano is Hood, and the next volcano is Adams, and the next volcano is Rainier, all the way up to the Canadian border. And so it's just a line of volcanoes running all the way up. Volcano hopping.
Many of these active volcanoes sit in the next section of trail, the 430 miles through Oregon. Hikers here must navigate volcanic mountains and volcanic lakes, including Crater Lake, the deepest lake in the country. Through hikers arrive here after 1,835 miles of trail. That's more than 3.6 million steps. But not all of them are on foot. Meet Jer and Harmony. They've hoofed it all the way from Mexico to just south of Oregon. Their owner, Janice Raditz, could become the first woman on record to ride the entire Pacific Crest Trail alone in 1 year.
One horse and packing the other horse. I just never dreamed a few years ago I'd be out here doing this.
Horses present a very different challenge. Janice has a support crew. Her husband, Ralph, brings a trailer full of supplies every several days. Rule number 12 applies even more to Janice than hikers. Take care of your legs. Each morning, Janice puts on her own boots and 8 others, 10 legs to care for.
Just like a hiker, I try to keep in mind every pound.
Oregon is close, but Janice plans to skip the state, complete the end section, and come back later. It's a common way to avoid trail closures. Keeping the trail open is also a good job for a horse.
It's incredible how many horses and mules are out here working these trails. They are the trail angels.
In Oregon, 3 of those trail angels are mules, with their owners Raymond and Drana West.
He's got about 200 pounds on him.
They volunteer to haul heavy materials into the PCT backcountry.
3 mules will haul a lot more than 6-7 people will in a day. The animals, they work endlessly all day long as they got good food and water, and they can just keep going.
Each year, more than 1,000 people volunteer almost 70,000 hours to maintain the PCT.
I think we're preserving it for the next generations.
The mules bring in supplies for a trail crew.
So I think it'd be great if we can...
Ian Nelson is the Oregon representative of the PCT Association.
So you guys got a good start on this, but you know, we've got water potentially coming down from up above here. So yeah, we just want to keep our hands on it. Get a nice controlled descent.
Volunteers haul boulders, chisel out blocks, and build up retaining walls.
So they can tie up on timber there. It's pretty incredible that there are hundreds of people around this country that are willing to devote so much of their precious time, really, to taking care of a resource that is as special as Pacific Crest Trail.
Rule number 13, give something back. That's been a tradition for more than 90 years. In 1926, Catherine Montgomery, a school teacher in Bellingham, Washington, envisioned the country's first border-to-border trail. In the 30s, others dedicated themselves to her cause. They organized trail crews, planned routes, and carved the PCT into the landscape. The trail is a continual work in progress.
Easy.
Janice Raditz has seen most of it and is now ready to tackle northern Washington. The final state holds 500 miles of trail and ends at the Canadian border.
Easy, boy. Don't scrape. Watch it, Jer.
The home stretch. The Washington Trail begins at the Columbia River. This is the lowest point on the PCT. From here, hikers head up through areas such as the Goat Rocks Wilderness and into North Cascades National Park. This is home to extreme ice. More than 300 glaciers, a greater number than anywhere else in the lower 48. Janice is here just in time. This is the wettest section of the trail, and this far north, that means snow. Soon, impassable amounts of it. But to some extent, that snow is predictable. Other obstacles up here are not. Former Yosemite Ranger and thru hiker Ryan Christensen found that out the hard way.
The goal, the end, was something I've always pictured along the way. And actually, there are times, difficult times, and that picture of the actual border of finishing the trail did pull me through a lot.
But that mental picture wasn't enough. In 1996, Ryan got as far as Oregon. In 2006, he tried again and made it to here, Rainy Pass, less than 60 miles from the finish line. He was stopped by a sign, trail closed.
When I finally, after so many miles, so many months of hiking, reached that sign and saw that the trail was closed, I was a bit devastated.
The trail was closed by fire. In 2006, lightning ignited a forest fire. It blazed out of control. It swallowed more than 50,000 acres and ruined the dreams of hikers. Today, Ryan is back on the trail a third time.
I want to complete the rest of the trail now. I want to finish the hike.
Before he gets far, a heart-sinking moment. Another sign that could end it all.
That sign over there concerns me because it's similar to the same sign that was telling me in 2006 that the trail was closed to fire.
Fire and smoke, common hazards in the Washington section of the Pacific Crest Trail. Ryan Christensen's third attempt to complete the PCT may be over.
Let's see what this says. Caution. A lightning caused wildfire. It looks like there is a fire west of Woody Pass, but the trail is not closed this time. That is great.
Though they must return to finish sections to the south, Janice, Jer, and Harmony also close in on the border.
It's at the perfectly bad level. Too high to go under, and I have gone under, and way too high to go over. So, we are going to try and go around.
No matter how you hike it, how much or how little you carry, The Pacific Crest Trail is a trail of ever-changing obstacles. Not only is there sand and snow, not only is there rain, also rainbows. This is America's trail of extremes. It changes with each step.
Yeah.
And each step changes the people who hike it.
I am stronger.
I am a better person.
I pay closer attention to nature.
I'm even more comfortable in my own skin.
After all the ups and downs, Ryan is just a few miles from the end.
Just around the bend here is the end of the trail. You can kind of feel it.
A clear-cut strip marks the border between the U.S. and Canada and the end of a 2,650-mile journey, if you're lucky. Monty missed some of the trail after a death in the family. Denise covered more than 1,000 miles of trail, all with her giant pack, but she lacked the funds to continue. This hike from Mexico to Canada is often measured in miles or even steps, but there's an inner journey that can't be traced on a map. Hikers and riders must find the strength to climb higher, the determination to keep going, the heart to get there. Janice and her team close in on a milestone.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. That must be the swath. Huh. We're there. We did it. We did it. I think we're there. Come on. Oh, I know, grass. Come on.
And just ahead, it's taken Ryan 10 years to get this far.
Oh, wow, that is the border. Cut right through the forest there. Wow. And there it is.
After the mountains and a momentous task, a small monument to greet them.
Oh, wow.
Yes! Ah! All right, here's the sign. Welcome to Canada. We're at the northern end of the Pacific Crest Trail. Wow. Oh, here's the mine. We made it. Oh, goodness. Woo-hoo. Yeah. Good boys. Good boys. Did good. Awed. I am in awe that I'm here.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, man.
In the end, this trail extends much further than its borders.
I am more at peace with myself and the world.
Reaches much deeper.
I know myself more completely.
And teaches the rule that matters most, the final rule, number 14. Be unstoppable.